Hello and welcome, it's Rooflemonger here with another Tekken 7 video. Today I'm going to be going over some of the unlisted mechanics in Tekken 7. As we all know, Tekken has no tutorial sadly, so a lot of stuff you're just not going to know until you're told. Myself, being a Tekken beginner like many others, some of these I didn't know about, so I'm going to pass this info along to you and hopefully it's of some help to you. So today I'm going to be going over this in somewhat order of easier stuff to more difficult stuff. I'm going to be going over sidewalking, some generic running attacks that are not listed, power charges, the armor full circle corkscrew system, tackle breaks, universal low parries, and chickening a parry. So anyways, without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first up, I'm going to basically be going over these in order of difficulty and mechanics. So first up is just the sidewalk. It's quite simple, so if you know that if you tap up or down, you can dash into or out to the foreground of the camera. So after you tap, immediately hold it like a double tap motion and you can just sidewalk. It's not the most complex thing, but it's, like I said, it's not mentioned, so if it's not immediately, if you didn't intuit to pick it up yourself, you might not know. So that's just the first part we want to go over here. Now second up is the running attacks. So you may notice if you run at someone, if you just let the run rock, if you're sort of close, you get a tackle. And if you're further away, you'll get the shoulder charge. Now there is two other universal attacks besides these two that I'm going to show you right here. So first off, when you run, hit 1 and 2 together and you'll do a head first springboard. So let's here, we'll show it one more time. So it is a different attack than the shoulder tackle that you saw earlier when you just let the shoulder attack rock. Now the second attack here, so once again that was 1 and 2 together, do that head spring, is when you run, just hit circle, or 4. I guess 4 should be the preferred nomenclature because I don't know if you're playing on Xbox or not, or PlayStation. But if you just hit 4 while you're running, you'll just go for a low. So in essence right there, between the handspring and the 4, since the handspring hits mid, and the 4 kick while running is a low, that's kind of like a ghetto 50-50 mix-up in and of itself. So those are just two universal attacks. My understanding is 1 or 2 characters might not have those, but generally for the most part they are universal attacks that all characters can utilize from a run, besides just running at them and letting the tackle or the shoulder charge happen. Next up, I would like to bring up the power charge. Once again, a universal mechanic. It's fairly simple to input. It is just simply all 4 buttons together. And see here, do a little animation, and your next hit is a guaranteed counter hit no matter what. I see here, I do not have counter hit set on. And when you power charge, any attack you do next will be a counter hit automatically. One thing to keep in mind for the power charge is once you get that attack, that's it, it's gone, and you don't get to keep it anymore. It's a one and done deal, so you got to make that next attack count. So preferably use attacks that have counter hit properties, like a launcher on counter hit that does not launch normally, or something like that. It's kind of leaves you dead to rights if you do it in someone's face, so very much not ideal to do there. But if two people are if you're just circling each other and not doing much else, it's something to give it a shot anyways. So once again, just all 4 buttons, that's all it takes, and your next hit's automatic counter hit. Now, next up, I'd like to go over the armor, full circle, and corkscrew attacks. Now, originally, I didn't even think about putting this in, but I talked to 3 separate people that had no idea, and it is in the move list, but it's not the most apparent. So if you go into move list, you might notice, here we go. We got some moves here. At the end of the move, you might see an icon. Now, it does tell you if you hit help. There is a listing here of what it can do. But apparently, you know, a lot of people haven't seen that, so I'm just going to go over quickly. So first, we have the armored attacks. Now, armored attacks, you can tell always what they are by like the gray little sparklies going around your body here. Now, armor attacks are like a focus attack, say in Street Fighter 4. They have armor, they can take a hit, and the move will continue to attack. So there is a weakness here. They will not take a armored hit from a low. A low will beat any armored move clean. So any move that has the red icon as you can see here, is an armored move. So once again, they will beat highs and mids, but not lows. And keep in mind, you do take the full damage from the hit. So it is not a get out of jail free card. Now next up here, we see a corkscrew move. So corkscrew is whenever you do any given combo, say we have a launcher here, right? Or actually, let's use this as our launcher. A corkscrew will always put them in a twisting state, landing on their shoulders, waiting for you to end the combo. So any given combo, you can do, say, 1, 2, 3 or so hits, do your corkscrew, and then they'll be in that same shoulder landing state, and you can do whatever your finisher is. So very, very, very basic sample is starter, corkscrew, finisher. And you get a lot more elaborate than that, obviously, but it's just to show you how it works. So in a more advanced combo here, corkscrew, and I botched it, but then, you know, whatever finisher. So all combos have starter, a couple hits, your corkscrew, and your finisher. Well, I shouldn't say all combos, but the general combo structure works that way. And now lastly, I want to go over the full circle move. So here we'll use our down back 4 with Katarina. You see here her foot has a little bit of a sparkle. That denotes that this move is designed to beat sidesteppers. That is your blue moves on the move list. So any move like this is done with the idea that if your opponent is sidestepping, this is intended to beat them. So once again, you go on your move list. All these moves are denoted with their own little icons. And I normally wouldn't mention this, but apparently it is not public knowledge to a lot of people, especially people brand new to the game. So just wants to go over it, and hopefully that helps you out. Now, next up, I'd like to go over the ultimate tackle. So once again, as I went over earlier in the video, everyone can do the ultimate tackle if they just do a bit of a run, not too much to get the shoulder charge, but just a bit of a run, and they can do it. And some people like Paul, they have it as a regular command. They can do it whenever they want. So I'm just going to let this run the course here real quick. I'm sure you've seen something like this before. So first, this Tekken on the first level, the timing is a bit strict, but if you hit 2 right when he grabs you, it'll tech the throw right here. Timing's a bit strict. More than a bit strict even. I mashed a bit though, you can see multiple inputs. But there you go. That's the general basics of it. So that's your first layer to stop it. So the next layer here is what if he starts hitting you? See here, you know, you can do 1 or 2 punches. So the way it works is the opposite button counters the button press. So here, he's mashing on 1 left punch. So right punch is the counter for it. Now I have it set here. The opposite, he's going to be doing right punch. So for this, left punch is the counter. Now one thing to note here, you can only counter the first and 4th punches. 2 and 3, they're locked in. So it's only the 1st and 4th punches. I know that's a bit unintuitive, but hey, that seems to be Tekken, right? So unintuitive is the name of the game. So once again, the opposite arm breaks. So if you're getting hit with lefts, if it's a right break, if you're getting hit with rights, it's a left break. Now there is some special actions like the arm breaker. So the arm breaker is a 1 and 2 break, and as far as I can tell, you have to mash it a bit. No one single input seems to be the right amount of timing for it. If you mash it and the arm break comes, you will get the counter. As you can see here. And that time I apparently did not mash hard enough. And there we are. So if there is a more precise timing, I'm very sorry. I'm not sure. Like I said, in many of these videos, I'm a Tekken beginner myself. But anyways, that is how you deal with the ultimate tackle in some of its situations. My understanding is for all the special motions, besides just the punches, like the arm breaker and some of the others, they are all just 1 and 2 together breaks. Now, next up, I'd like to mention the universal low parry. I did actually briefly go over it in my movement video, but I figure since it's such a critical process to the game, I'd go over it again in this video. So, the universal low parry is very easy to do. It's just a matter of strict timing. So, any low attack if you just hit down and forward, so diagonal down forward, at the moment of the impact, you'll be able to parry it. So let's show here with a dummy. So I gotta anticipate his timing, as you can see here. And we did, so I get the parry. If you enter it too early, you'll get nothing. If you enter it too late, you get nothing. It has to be perfectly timed, and afterwards you get a combo. So you can do whatever follow-up you'd like afterwards. And to say a screw attack into your ender and what have you. So this works in generic lows, this works in special stance lows like off Paul's Sway. And see here, it's universal, so more telegraph lows the better to get. And you can just start getting your punishes from that. So once again, diagonal down forward at the moment of the lows hit, and you'll get your low parry. This is universal, all characters can do it. And the final thing I'd like to go over today is chickening a parry. Now I remember hearing about this technique back in the day in like the arcades in Tekken 3, and I honestly didn't know what it meant. I just thought it was like a funny term people use, but it's a real thing. So any character that has a parry attack, you can chicken it and knock them out of their parry ahead of the time before they get their damage in. So I have Asuka set here to do generic her auto parry. And see here, it's kind of waxy in the head. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and attack and chicken it. So that time is a failure. It's difficult. Oh, there we go. Success. So for left hitting attacks, so that's 1 and 3, you want to hit forward and your 1 and 3 throw together. For right hitting attacks, so that'd be 2 and 4, you want to hit forward and 2 and 4 together, throw together. So another quick example here. So I entered 4 and then entered 2 and 4 together right afterwards. But that time was a bit slow, so I get hit. So if you input it correctly, which is, look at my inputs here, it's kind of directly after you input the move, you will chicken the parry and give them a small bit of damage and save yourself from getting countered just like that. So it's a very advanced technique. You have to basically know you're going for it. My understanding is if you anticipate anyways, if you enter the throw break right afterwards, the chicken attempt rather, it's mostly safe. Like it'll only input maybe the next hit of your string. Like that, inputting the chicken attempt. If I whiff one, just give me 1-1 instead. But it's a very advanced technique. And see here, you know, Tekken is a deep ocean, as we're all learning. So that's the last technique I have to show you for now. Anyways, I hope all these videos found you very well. Like I said before, I'm a Tekken beginner myself. As I'm learning all this stuff, I try to teach you, and I hope you guys find some use in this. Tekken's a very fun game, but as I keep harping on, there's no tutorial. So we all got to help each other out on this. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great day.